Hi, I am Deborah R. Richardson of Deborah R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is if you only remember three things about internal fraud risk, make it these three. And I don't talk enough about internal fraud, but I thought it was a great time to do that now that the ACFE or the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners has published their latest occupational fraud report to the nations for 2026. Now, if you don't know about the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners or ACFE, they are the world's largest anti fraud organization and premier provider of anti fraud training and education. Actually, since 1996, they have been publishing this report and they have published 14 so far. They typically come out every 2 years. So the 2026 report was very recently published. But here are three key insights from this year's report from studying 2,402 cases totaling $3.4 billion in losses across 143 countries and territories, really, that your organization absolutely needs to know. So, first, let's understand what the risk is. The most common fraud is asset misappropriation, and that is a scheme where employee steals or misuses the organization's resources, like stealing company cash, false billing schemes, or inflated expense reports. And that type of thing happens every day in small amounts across organizations of every size. Now, the second one is to watch the employee's behavior, not just transactions. Most fraudsters show warning signs like financial stress or unusual close relationships with vendors before the fraud is detected. And then lastly, speak up or create a speak up culture. The number one way a fraud is uncovered is through tips, not just audits or controls. So think about that. It's not just about systems. It's not just about controls. It's actually your people, what they see, what they notice, and whether they feel safe speaking up. Now, I do have a podcast episode that is coming up where I talked about the profile of an internal fraudster, like what are they like, what's their education, male or female, and some other factors as well. And then I talked about the 8 behavioral red flags to watch out for. These are the ones that are most common. So make sure that you stay on to watch that video or you can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, so if you like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at deborarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. If you would like over 173 annual hours of training for your vendor team, check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.deborarrichardson.com. So good luck and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.